Going live. Hey, how's everybody doing? My retarded ass chair is freaking doing its stupid sinking shit. It's still doing it. It keeps dropping. Hey, maybe I need to do a GoFundMe for my computer for a new computer chair. Urban sites with the red coats now. No, Dr. Drew, dude. I don't know. I had a problem today picking out what photo to use. So, and I put in the topic for today's video shenanigans. So I came across that photo on my computer and was just like, what the hell? So yeah, that's all that was about. I don't side with the redcoats. This retarded chair needs to stop. All right, who all do we got in here? How is everybody's Friday going? I had one hell of a shitty work day Friday. Just some really problematic customers. But Neil's in the house, just in Ohio, only in Ohio. Are you really? Do you currently live in Ohio? Do you? Neil, obviously, cracking jokes. Dr. Drew Dude, good to see you. Dang Ross in the house. What up? What up? Pretty Fly is in the chat. Good job. Good deal. Yeah, Joseph. Bucky's. Still at work, but you'll be lurking. That's fine. That's fine with me. The more the merrier. So let's see. You work in retail. Whoever works retail knows the joys of retail with their customers, especially the ones that call, the ones that you have to deal with on the phone. When somebody describes something so vaguely to where like half of the product you have fits that description and you're trying to get them to be more specific, and then they get mad at you and blaming you as the problem for the miscommunication. Yeah, that's you gotta love those individuals. I'm like, sir, does your wife by chance have the receipt? If you have the receipt, the item that you're looking for, there is a number associated with it called an item number. And if you give me that, I can pull up exactly that item and tell you how many we have, and then go put my eyeballs on it and confirm with you that they are in fact there on the shelf for you to purchase. But no, he couldn't. That part of the communication was a failure on his end because he didn't know if his wife had the receipt. And so, yeah, whatever. Well, I'm sorry, sir. I can't help you. You know, you either give me the item number or you just come into the store and hopefully you can find it. I'll show you where all of that stuff is, what aisles those items are on, and you can figure out which one is the one that you think is the one that you was talking about that you couldn't articulately describe properly to me. But yeah, I mean, he said that every time he calls the store to talk to an employee, he has communication problems with the employees. And I'm just like, is it us that has the problem, or perhaps is it you? Because we seem to change every time you call who you speak to. And it's hard to imagine that, nearly a dozen employees struggle to communicate with you and we're the problem. But hey, it's what can you do? Was that Mike Mimo? Hey Mimo, how you doing, brother? Was that dog in the thumbnail drinking on the job? No, he just probably wasn't doing his job right. I believe that photo is from it's got to be either the British or the Scottish that were. I'm with the redcoats, probably the British, right? No, Scottish wear red too when they do their dog their hunts with their hounds. and the hounds are supposed to go and draw out the birds so that the hunters can shoot the birds. So dove hunting, most likely, or fox, That's right. It's either dove or fox. British are more known for their fox, I believe, and the Scottish do a fair bit of both. So yeah, that was probably more likely fox. Thank you, sharp guy. Yeah. If you have seen my handful of photos, just a handful of photos that I've posted, I did finally get this beauty in. It finally came. Ordered it on the 17th. I think that had to have been their third drop of this knife last year. It's the Padre, the Kunwu Padre. And yeah, it is absolutely everything that everybody who has one talked about. It is everything I expected based off of all of the hype that anybody put out on it. It lives up to it for sure. I loved the battle worn look, and I swear to you that my computer camera does not do it any justice. But the battle worn look finish on the handle scales with that diamond milling pattern, it's just freaking badass. And they do a superb job on the stone wash. It is for stone wash, it's on the heavier side, for sure. And I like that. I personally have very much like a heavier. I mean, I either like my stone washes to be a heavy stone wash like this, or I like it to be very like that polished stone wash that ends up being sparkly per se. A good example of that I have that I know right off the bat is the Tempest Pinion. And again, the camera does not do it justice. I'm sorry, I have such a mediocre camera on my computer. But yeah, and I got some bunch of finger smudges. But yeah, if you own the Pinion, you know what I'm talking about. It's a bit of a polished stone wash, and it kind of gives off a little bit of sparkle. But when the light hits it in whichever ways it does that, it's cool. And then I also, of course, like a nice black stone wash, like the Miguron Curix here, and so many others. So it just every knife that I have that has a black washed blade, they do a good job. Everybody seems to do a really good job. Again, there's slight variations. Some do have a heavier black wash than others, but it's not as noticeable, I guess, because it's a black finished blade. Another very black washed. It's almost, I don't know if it's not black wash, but I don't know if this was acid washed or just stone washed. It looks like it was acid washed, maybe on the F5.5. I don't remember. I haven't carried the 5.5 in a while. I need to throw him in the pocket. Maybe over the weekend here. Well, no, not over the weekend. Next week, because I am still hard using this guy for all kinds of shit. Yeah, the acoustics on this thing is awesome too. I just love it's just very machiney, like and it's got plenty of weight in the blade to where the drop on it is just it's a beautiful drop. Yeah, very 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 happy with this thing. The first day I carried it, I was grinning from ear to ear because I freaking love it. Awesome. I still continue to use and love and appreciate the OG Pulse. See, it got used today and got a bunch of tape and shit plastered on the blade. I need to clean that off. But yeah, freaking love this thing. Freaking love it. It's got a small nick already. Right here. Right here. It's got a nick on the paint. And a couple more little bitty ones right there. So it is getting some wear and tear for sure. I love this Pulse. I love this damn thing so much. Mimo, I had a buddy of mine growing up, and I mean, we would like as far as trivia games go, if you did movies and quotes from movies, lines from different films, this dude, my buddy Chris, man, he knew just about everything, and his mind was so sharp with it, and he was fast with it. Man, he could do trivia really, really well, especially with movies and songs. Movies and songs. I'm decent. I'm not great at it. I struggle, but I'm not terrible. I would say I'm average. I'm definitely average. Since Mimo brought up movies, has anybody seen The Beekeeper with Jason Statham? Statham, whatever however the hell you say his last name. The Beekeeper. I've read and watched a lot of reviews that everybody's putting out on it, and there's a lot of mixed feelings. Everybody says it's your typical '90s action-packed, kick-ass movie, and with not the greatest of dialogue, and just solid Jason Statham acting, just his acting, the way he acts in all his movies. It's just his classic persona. Just I think it's kind of cool. I like the idea of using the whole he's a beekeeper, and what is it, the honey that's like explosive or something. So I don't know. I want to watch it. I want to see it, but I don't know if I want to bother going and paying to see it in a theater. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the edge of that one. I know I would like it because I enjoy those type of movies. I just don't like paying theater prices, and it's not so much the theater prices; it's the fact that if I pay for the matinee, I think it's like $10, $8, or $10 or something. I think it's $10. But then popcorn and a drink is like $24 to get popcorn and a drink. So you pay twice as much for your food and drink than you do the actual movie ticket. And my particular movie theater that's in my town here, it's an older one, so it's not the greatest. It's the sound is not superb. It's not. I mean, it's an older movie theater. So, if you charging $14 to today's movie prices, but your movie theater is an old fashioned run-down, run-of-the-mill movie theater, then you should be charging old-fashioned, run-of-the-mill movie theater prices, right? No? Am I wrong in that? I don't know. I do have here, y'all talk about whatever. You can put your carries if anybody got something new that's cool that they're loving. I'm gonna pull up I took photos on my phone and put it in an email, so I gotta pull up the download I had the hardest time trying to transfer over my computer. Got cram packed, total filled up my storage capacity with all my videos from all my YouTube stuff and family stuff and whatnot. And so like I just totally maxed out my storage capacity. And my computer was trying to do like your standard typical software updates and stuff. And it was not able to do these updates because I didn't have enough storage capacity for it to download all these updates and stuff. So my computer started having these glitching issues, and I was constantly getting kicked out of documents and programs, and my Google Chrome kept getting shut down on me, and it's like it was just this thing was giving me hell for like the last 2 weeks, and I was just like bitter about having to sit down and spend almost 2.5 hours moving like I don't know 80 to 100 gigabytes worth of video files and movie files from all the movies that I've downloaded along with all my other videos and stuff. And I had to move all of that stuff, copy and paste onto my external hard drive, so I could free up space on the computers for it to do its updates. And that shit sucked. I was not happy about having to spend all that time doing that and double checking it to make sure I didn't lose anything, because I didn't want to lose anything. Let's see here. I got a couple of photos I've not finished, and that was kind of one of the reasons why I did not start the live until 4 o'clock today, giving myself, because I didn't get off of work until 2 p.m. And so to get home, I wanted to spend some more time because it's finally started to warm up. Today, we've been freezing along with just about everybody else across this whole damn country, just with the weather, just cold, freezing cold, right? So finally ended up warming up today, this afternoon enough, and I don't know, the last couple of days I've gotten off of work and gotten home and just had a really gosh awful terrible headache. I don't know if I wasn't getting enough sleep, or was just stressed and frustrated about things, and I don't know why I was ending up coming home. Like I didn't have a headache at work. It was just like when I got home I developed a headache and was in pain. So I didn't lay down for like 30-40 minutes and rest and take some medicine and drink a bunch of water and make, and then would get up, make dinner, had the energy to make dinner, interact with the kids, and then wanted to go to bed again. But like I was saying, so part of the reason why I delayed this today's live was because I wanted to spend a little bit of time and work on finishing up. Damn it, where did that folder go? Where did it download? I thought I downloaded it right here. Todd Carr's Bowl. He's not in here yet, is he? I don't think he showed up in the chat. See, come on. Where's the folder videos? Why can't I find the folder? Let me see if I can just open it up through my email for you instead of having to try to find it where I downloaded it. Open with... No, okay. Let me see if I can share. Presente. Share screen. There. Alright, there. Y'all check that out. That's currently, as of before starting the live here, what Todd Carr's bowl looks like. He's not here, is he? No, he's not in here right now. But yeah, so there's the backside, and the bottom would be right there. And then let me go to the next photo. That's gonna be the inside, the hollowed out inside. So there you go. So that's Todd's little bowl that I'm doing for him, along with his the giveaway from the previous week. So yeah, so I really hope that I will be able to finish that up and get all that in the mail, dropped off at the post office tomorrow for him. That is the plan. And I have the piece of wood that this is. Let me see if I can blow it up or zoom in. Here we go. How about that? I don't know how many of y'all really care as much as I do about how pretty wood grain is. I mean, once you put the finish on this thing, that grain is going to pop and it is going to look so nice. I'm excited to finish it and get it getting polished up and looking pretty, because that grain looks amazing. I'm excited for it. So, and I've got a whole nother chunk. I've got about another 3-foot chunk of that log that this piece came off of. So I'm gonna be able to make like another probably 4 or 5 pieces using this piece of wood. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. Yeah, I do too. I almost never can get my hands on some spalted wood. I also like, along with spalted, I like, so what's it called? Not knurled, burled wood. It is really sweet. So if anybody ever can, for a super insanely low price, come across a block of a blank chunk of burled ambrosia maple, that is a damn gorgeous piece of wood to make bowls and stuff out of. Black walnut's really nice too. That's apparently what the knife display boards pieces that I made for Matt and Sharif. So yeah, I love burled wood. Let me see if I can pull up. I'll pull up some burled. If I can type and spell things right. Ambrosia maple. Images. Let's find a nice piece, a nice specimen. I have, well, I mean, he's not really a buddy. So I've had a couple of conversations with him a handful of years ago, and we swapped photos of each other's wood turned creations. But I know a guy that's up in the Atlanta area, Atlanta, Georgia, south side of Atlanta, where Blade Show is held kind of more on the north side of Atlanta, near Marietta, Georgia. But so yeah, this fella, he actually he has a huge lathe and makes big pieces and small pieces, but he makes some pretty big pieces because he's got a really big, nice, expensive wood lathe. Let me open this, and yeah. Look at these slabs. You can buy these blanks, but yeah, he's buys blanks like this. Let me share. Present. Here we go. Share. Look at these. So these are blanks, and so people sell these blanks, and that's your burled ambrosia maple, and you can buy blanks like this, and they're, for the most part, they're not cheap. The nicer looking blanks, and we like, us woodworkers, we like the ones that have a lot more character. You got a lot of variations in colors and the shapes of the grains and how many burls are in it and so on and so on. But yeah, so yeah, buying these blanks to make, and I would love to have a bigger lathe. I don't have the space for something that big, but I would. Well, it would be nice to have a lathe a good bit bigger than the one that I have now, so I could do more of this kind of stuff with it. But yeah, I love ambrosia maple. Oh, I would love to get my hands on something and that's about the size that I would want to get, is about 5 to 6 inches by at least 3, if not 4 inches thick, chunk wise. So I can make at least a 3-inch deep bowl or whatever out of it. But yeah, that is a gorgeous piece of wood. Look at it when it's finished. Isn't that pretty? I love it. That is a really, really nice piece of wood to work with. All right. Anybody else get a hard on looking at wood? No, or just me? Just kidding. Yeah, no. So I was really happy with. I mean, the knife display boards that I made for Sharif wasn't really all that difficult. It really, really wasn't. Just cutting out the shape. I was going for something, since Sharif's logo is very, it's all about lines, and he likes the triangular shapes, geometric look to his designs in that triangular geometric pattern. So that's what I was going for in the shape of the board pieces, the display boards themselves. Yes, Neil. Urban gets wood looking at wood. That's why I'm a woodsman. Partially. Uh, but yeah, so the shape was turned out great. It's exactly what I was going for in my mind, and the idea of doing the actual little dowel cutout stand pieces just came from me from that. What's the name of that company that makes those fancy knife display cases with the plexiglass lids and the drawers and the little display cubes, blocks, whatever you want to call them. I can never remember the name of it. The Holman Hatfield ones that people pay several $100s for, depending on which one you go with, how big, how the capacity, and the Holman Hatfield. Oops, I dropped something or had something slide off of the desk. Here we go. Let me share. So yeah, that's kind of what I was inspired by to simulate and design is those little guys to hold the knives. And again, I used magnets so that, and the reason why I wanted to do the magnets rather than doing just like a recessed hole for them to sit in, the reason why I wanted the magnets was because the idea that people are constantly, if he, and I expect him, that's why I made what I made them for, is for him to take to meet and greets and to blade shows and wherever. Uh, People are going to constantly be picking up and putting down the knives, right? So I didn't want those blocks to be the holders to be loose. I wanted them to be, you know, more stationary, but yet still removable, so that when it's time to go and he's got to fly back home, that it's easy to pack them up. It's easy to pack up the boards, and it's easy to take all those little rounds, pull them off the boards, and throw them in a bag. That was the mindset, was that they would be a great display way to display his knives, yet still be extremely portable. So that was the intent of the design that I did. So I already know that he's stoked to get them. That he'll get them hopefully at the beginning of next week. I think Tuesday or Wednesday is what the mail projected it to get to him by. So yeah, I'm excited for him to get those in his hands and really enjoy having them and using them. But sorry, sad to see you go, Robert. All right. I have a video that will probably get put out, if not tomorrow, then Sunday. Pretty sure Sunday for sure. Possibly tomorrow. Just it depends on how much I got going on. But we talked about on the last live, I believe, I mentioned that I was getting these guys. These. The Civivis. They're called the Cindy. And I'm going to mention it and put the link in my video that I do. Oh, my overview video of these guys. But, and I do very much like that blade shape. I really, really like that blade shape. And like I said, I had to buy both of them because they only did that blade on the black handle. So I had to buy both and do a blade swap. I had to do the blade swap, the old swaparoo. But and they're cool because they got the tweezers on one side and the toothpick on the other on the back side, because you know how Ben is. Ben, the designer, How he loves his multi-tools. So him and Zach. Zach is doing awesome stuff. Zach in the Wild is his YouTube channel. The guy who used to be with Ben on the Blade HQ YouTube channel. When those two fellas did the YouTube channel lives and videos for Blade HQ, they were worth watching. Those two guys were a wonderful pair. They really clicked together. Yeah, exactly, Gons. I miss those days too. Those two were a really good pair. They clicked and they put out some great content. Had a lot of good ideas for content, especially Zach. Well, they do. Well, Dr. Drew Dude, Zach does. It's Zach in the Wild is his YouTube channel, and he does some good stuff. I like watching quite a number of his videos. But yeah, so I did the blade swap and got the spade blade on the wood handled one, and then if you can notice, I also, and I just put it on today, but I put the milled titanium clip on the wood one, where the standard clip, which is a very deep carry folded over pocket clip, but my argument again is on these smaller knives, I don't want a deep carry pocket clip on them. I want a little bit of the handle up and protruding from my pocket, especially if it's in my fifth pocket, to have something to grab to yank it out of my pocket. It's just easier that way than having to try to dig down into your pocket to pull the knife out. So that's one of my arguments on these smaller knives. These knives that can go in your fifth pocket is they're not necessarily always best to have a deep, especially a deep carry clip on them. So I'll talk about that and a few other things in my review video that I do on it, and I hope to knock that out sometime tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. Just depending on what tomorrow's activities with the kids, what I'm doing with the kids, and when, and finishing up Todd's bowl. But yeah, so that'll be fun. And unfortunately, like I said, I was going to plan to give this one away.
But it's mine.
But guess who wants it? Guess who really wants it?
It's mine.
Mrs. Urban wants it. She's starting to get a bit of a collection.
I got 3.
No, well, this will be 4.
No, because I got the one on. Yeah, I got the one on my my keychain.
Yeah.
What is that?
Hey, Todd.
What is it?
I just showed it. Let me pull it back up.
Yeah.
Your bowl is like it's still on the lathe, but it's like 80% done. Hey, y'all have your side conversation elsewhere.
You have your side conversation elsewhere.
My urban family. Let me pull back up.
My knee hurts.
Your knee hurts. Why does your knee hurt? Share screen. Let me go back to the email. Here, Todd. Here's currently what your bowl looks like on the lathe at the moment. This afternoon I was able to hollow out the inside of it a little bit more, and then get more of the shape of the bottom. I'm going to, at this point, pretty much just sand the outside with some hard grit sandpaper, probably 60 and then 100, to fine tune the edges of that right there, where that piece is right there, and then here at the bottom of that. So yeah, but this is the rough cut of the shape of it. So it'll be just sanding to get it down to that smooth finished look and a uniformed body. You can see right here I've got a little bit of a chip that happened. So yeah, 60 grit sandpaper will take that out, and you won't see that at all. Um, so yeah, but I don't even know what the wood is, but the grain is pretty. I like it. So yeah, so I hope to finish that up tomorrow morning. I might be able to get out to it again tonight for about 15, 20 minutes uh, to be able to finish it and get it off of the lathe so I can then put the Danish oil on it and polish it. And then in the morning, coat it, brush on the Danish oil again and do a final polish. And then in the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, be able to box it up and get it out with the rest of the goodies that you won from that live stream. So that's the goal. That's the plan. If that doesn't happen, then I'll have to finish everything up Sunday and get it dropped off in the mail Monday. So I know that you told me that you're not in a super hurry for it, and I don't need to rush. But I'm anxious to get it done. I'm anxious to see how nice it comes out. So the rush is not because I'm rushing to get it to you, Todd. It's because I'm rushing because I'm excited to see what the how nice it comes out to get the finished product. I don't. I say I'm in a hurry to get it done, but no, I do not rush it. I make sure that I do. If it takes me an hour and a half to sand a piece, or it takes me 4 hours to sand a piece, I will spend the 4 hours to sand it so that it's the way I want it to be. I will put in the time to make sure that it's right. I don't cut corners on things that I care about and where it matters. And wood turn pieces are that are art, that are for somebody, for gifts, or for me to use and have in my home as art, they will get the full treatment, no cutting corners at all ever. It's the stuff that I build that's very temporary, that and it's just serving a purpose for a short period of time. That's the stuff that I'll cut a few corners. because nobody's gonna know and it don't make a difference. But for the stuff that it matters, yeah, no cutting corners. Ah, I have probably about 7 or 8 pieces, wood turn pieces of mine. Some of the better ones that are more to be art than to be used for anything. Those I actually have in my china cabinet in my dining room, along with some of our nicer pieces of china. And I have one shelf in that china cabinet that's all of our shot glasses from all over the places that we've been, places that we've visited. Um, so yeah, and then the other things, the ones that I use, like this guy holds all my SD cards and um, thumb drives and all that stuff, and then I've got this guy, which what do I have? No, I just have a bottle cap opener stored in it right now, but I mean it's to store anything, whatever. I usually store it if I smoke a cigar here at home and I don't finish it, but plan to finish it the next day, then I'll take whatever's left of that cigar and throw it into that thing. It's a good size container for that. But yeah, in our bathroom, I've got a couple of small little bowls, dishes, platter things to hold jewelry or whatever in the bathroom. And yeah, and the wife has oh I've made a lot of handles, wooden handles. That's probably what I've made the most of, is replacing cheap ass plastic handles off of different tools and things in the garage, in the workshop, as well as in the house. Um, I would like to, and I actually have a plan for El Cap's the piece of Purple Heart that he gave me. I know I figured out what I just made a decision on what I'm gonna make out of that, and I will do a video on that. But I'm going to make a really nice, fancy looking handle for an ice cream scoop. We eat a lot of ice cream at my house. Ice cream and popcorn are kind of the number one and number two uh, most frequent dessert choices and snack choices at my house. Uh, Suburban little man, he and I destroy bags of popcorn like nobody's business, and and of course we all love ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream except for the people who can't have it because they're lactose intolerant? That sucks to be them. But I'm glad I'm not, because I love my ice cream. So I thought that was an awesome idea, because it will be a piece that will be used, and I'll see it in a lot. So that's gonna be really sweet. But yeah, I'm excited to finish that bowl for you, Todd, and continue, because like I said, I have a whole nother log, chunk of that log. I'll be able to make a few more than a handful of pieces out of that wood. It looks like it's some nice wood, nice piece of wood. But yeah, so these little Civivi Cindy's are gonna be the next guys that I do a video on. Hopefully, possibly tomorrow, if not Sunday. So, but Ben put out, and I forget where did I see? I forget what channel. I think did he do it on his own channel, or did he do it on Zach in the Wild's channel? But he may have done it with on Civivi's channel. But anyways, he did a video on how he came up with the design and the meaning behind this knife and why it is what it is. And it's a cool video. It was really neat to watch that. And of course, he went somewhere pretty badass and cooked some fish on some cedar planks. Cooked some salmon or salmon. Cooked some salmon. um, but yeah, so it was a cool video, and I'm gonna mention a couple things from it in my video on my overview of these knives. So it'll be nice to, y'all should watch it. Y'all should watch his video where he takes the knife out and puts it to use. Hey Riley, can you grab my roller skate? One of my new one. Can you grab just one of them? It's right in front of the deep freezer. Okay. Just grab one. I picked up some new roller skates, and they're freaking awesome. That's, if you didn't know, that's one of my other hobbies, passions. When I was probably about 3.5, 4 years old, I learned how to roller skate. And I really wasn't exactly taught by anybody, but I kind of just watched others do it. But yeah, so I got some new roller skates, because the pair that I had from, they got broken.
Just the top.
Okay, I can tell. I can explain. Thank you. Yeah, I can. Shh, get out of here. So on my previous roller skates, instead of this top strap being, yes, go away, Joe. Ah, he wants to tell it. But yeah, so this top strap, instead of being Velcro, it's the plastic, ratcheting latch on the other ones. My old pair that I bought when I was like a sophomore in high school. So those things are a good solid 25 or so years old. 20, they're well over 20 years old, the old pair. And so I bought some new ones, and they are super, super nice. And so hopefully tomorrow night I will take the kids, all four of us. The only person who's not really good on roller skates or ice skates, for that matter, even, is the wife, which is funny. The rest of us are really good at it. But yeah, so these are the K2 brand, if anybody's familiar with all of your different skate brands. The K2s have been known for decades and decades of making stellar quality skates, both ice skates and roller skates. I had a buddy growing up that had some K2s that, and he had the plates on them for doing all your tricks and stuff at the skate parks on the, grinding on the rails and all that. So, and he was all about doing that. Yeah. Rollerblading or roller skating is for sure a good way to stay in shape. If you're good and safe, otherwise you end up in the hospital. If you suck at it, then it's not fun. You don't get a whole lot of exercise, and you'll probably end up in the hospital. So yeah. So when I was about 3.5, 4 years old, I had my first pair of roller skates. And the roller skates is the four wheels, the two in the front, two in the back. So four wheels in a squared pattern, just like four wheels on a car. And then your inline skates or blades, roller blades, are these guys. And traditionally, they come with four wheels. And then they decided to, engineering wise, they figured three bigger wheels with larger bearings, with more bearing balls, more balls. You can get a much faster pair of skates with less resistance because there's less contact on the ground having three wheels rather than four wheels, and you can go faster with less resistance. So not quite as big of a workout, but you can definitely go a whole lot faster and a whole lot farther. And so that's the pair that I got. I have a special affiliate link with that company, K2. So I was able to get them at like a 45% discount. They're normally a $300 pair of roller skates. And after tax and the free shipping, I want to say I paid like 180. So yeah, so 180 rather than 300. So lucky me. Otherwise, I would have not have bought those. I would have gone with a pair of roller skates that were in that under $200 price range. I do not have $300. Do not want to spend $300 on a pair of roller skates. I'm still able to use my old pair, even though that ratchet strap, top strap broke. I've kind of jerry-rigged it so that I can still wear them and get around and go around in the neighborhood with my son. But I really wanted a new pair for being able to take to the roller rinks. Sadly, we don't have a roller rink in our town. We got to go about 35, 40 minutes to another town to get to the closest roller rink. And our ice skating rinks, our closest one is in Jacksonville, Florida, which is like a 55-minute drive. So we really I don't get to ice skate as much as I would like to. I would like to ice skate more. But yeah, I figured buying a new pair of skates is also a good, again, because it's good exercise. It's motivation to lose a few pounds, because everybody needs to do that, don't we? don't most of us, just about all of us, need to lose a few pounds, or try to keep the pounds off at least. I know a few people who don't. I know a few people who wouldn't hurt to gain a few pounds in the right way, in the right areas. Some of our smaller guys in the community. And I don't know, does gaining weight deepen your voice? Because maybe Cole should gain some weight so that it also deepens his voice. We had my son has for he's in first grade, my youngest, and he's got a play that they're doing in March around Easter time. And so the play and the theme is Easter theme, so there's going to be rabbits in it, and I think he might even play one of the rabbits. So I thought it was hilarious, a wonderful idea, to get some carrots, some full-size carrots from the grocery store, and bring them and eat the carrots in the audience while we watch the play. I thought that would be a classy thing to do. But yeah, so that's really all that's going on right now for me. And this week, work's been crazy in the fact that they've had me working every single day. Usually I get a day or sometimes 2 days off each week to be able to do other things. But right now, we're short on people. And so I've been scheduled every freaking morning through the whole week. I'm always off on the weekends. I got to be off on the weekends because of the kids and the wife working at least every other weekend, if not more. She usually works 3 out of 5 weekends she works. So, yeah, that's kind of the rotation she's on. But yeah. All right. Anybody have any questions? Got anything for me or for each other before we call it a day? Yeah, I don't have no giveaways today. Sorry, Maddie. Maddie popped up earlier and he's just like, "Did I miss the goal?" No giveaways today. Again, I just bought some pricey rollerblades, and I had to take I took Zorro to his annual checkup at the vet. I can talk about that before we call it a day. So yeah, who's got dogs? Who's got pets? Who hates? I mean, the pets, the animals hate going to the vets themselves, but do any of y'all hate having to take them to the vet? Because this week, when was it? Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday was his appointment. The place that I've always taken him to for like the last 4 or 5 years, at least 4 or 5 years, that I've continued to take him to because I didn't want to deal with the hassle of transferring him somewhere else and the risk of not liking another place. I was kind of just happy. I was content with where we were taking him. and the way they ran their place. But this week's it's kind of a no-go. I'm really tempted to switch him to another clinic because I was not happy with the way he was handled. I'll tell you what happened was Nemo's got 2 labs. You got 2 labs? Yeah, Zorro's half lab, half boxer. So the fun way of naming him, he's a boxador. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that before. I didn't until somebody else told me. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Kind of a weird name, but cool. But so I took him Wednesday evening. I had to go after work, of course. Had to take him down to the clinic where we go just to get his annual testing. They gotta stick the old swabby up his booty hole to check for worms, make sure he doesn't have any heartworms or any other kind of nasty worm that would make him sick. And so he was cleared on that. He was good to go. He always is. He's never had any troubles with any illness or infection. Knock on wood. He's 9 years old. Just turned 9. He's a good dog. He's a good boy. We love him. But yeah, so when I took him in there, and then he had to get his shots, his annual shots. I don't remember what the shots are for exactly, but it's standard stuff that they do for them every single year. So the 2 young ladies that came in to get the fecal sample to test them for worms. I guess one of them was trying to teach the other, but they both seemed, in my eyes, yeah, the distemper. That's one of them. Thank you, Mimo. I can't ever remember. Yeah, supposedly this distemper shot really, really helps them. Really makes a difference. For their behavior. But of course, nobody likes having something shoved up their butt involuntarily. So Zorro was really not happy about the idea of that being done. And so he was not thrilled when the 2 ladies were in there. Because I guess he realized what was going on and what was about to happen. He was not excited about it at all. But the one lady who was telling the other lady what to do went and grabbed Zorro, stuck 2 or 3 fingers, up underneath his collar and was grabbing him by his collar. And that was a big no-no for me. One, he's not a dog that needs to be treated that way. He is a very well-behaved dog. And he does not respond well to being yanked by his collar. He's very tolerant. I have a bunch of kids, and he puts up with a lot of shit from the kids. And he handles discipline from me just fine. A few really, really random times he acts up and does something that I don't want him doing. But I never grab him by the collar. I've never grabbed a dog by the collar and tried to yank them, drag them, maneuver them around anywhere by the collar. To me, that's a big no. One, whether you know the dog or not, it's just not necessary. It breaks trust. It makes them not want to cooperate because it's very uncomfortable. And for this particular instance, when we were in a vet office and my dog doesn't know these 2 ladies. These 2 ladies don't know my dog. Everybody's kind of uneasy in the situation from the get-go. they had absolutely no idea whether or not by grabbing him by the collar, whether or not he was going to be submissive to it, or if he was going to retaliate in some way, aka bite her damn arm off. And as much as I would love to see this lady get her arm bit for the sake of the fact that it would teach her the lesson the hard way, I'm glad that my dog's not the dog that would do it. I'm the owner that said, oh, heck no, you don't get your hands off of him. I will hold him. I will position him the way you're supposed to, and that's by putting your hands and your arms around his rib cage, around his upper body, and wrapping one arm around his upper body, underneath his front legs, and then with a flat hand pushing his butt and maneuvering his butt to where you need it to be. That's the easiest way. That's the most comfortable way for the dog. It's the least stressful way of setting him up for needing to do that fun little procedure. There's absolutely no need to grab a dog and yank a dog, drag a dog, pull a dog by its collar. You don't do that. To me, that's on the borderline of animal abuse. It's just not necessary. If the dog needs restrained for any reason, he should have a full-blown harness on. So where you're pulling him by a harness that's got many points around his entire upper torso, and it's not choking their neck. It was just I was really stressed at that in that moment, and I am glad that I didn't blow up in her face about it. I think I handled it fairly well. I just said, all right, no. I was like, all right, no, we're not, stop. We're not grabbing him by the collar. Let me do it. I will get him. I will hold him. You just stick the swab in his butthole. So, yeah. We are not mistreating my dog. You don't know him. You don't know me. Why would you do that? This lady's going to one day learn her lesson the hard way. If she didn't learn it by me making the situation awkward because I said, no, you're not doing that to my dog, because that made it awkward at that point. I told her she was wrong for doing that. And I could have explained why, but I didn't. I just, I didn't want to make a bigger deal out of it. I just wanted her to not yank at my dog's collar. But when you get 2 or 3 fingers up underneath the dog's collar, you know how hard it is to get those fingers out from that collar. If the dog goes to bite the arm, your arm's going to get bit. You're not going to be able to get those fingers out fast enough before that head turns and cranks down on your arm. You're going to get bit. I've never seen anybody fast enough. There's no ninja that could beat that could beat a dog doing that. You're going to get bit. To what extent? Maybe your speediness, your reaction time will affect that, but you're still going to get bit to some extent. But yeah. I don't know what you mean by that, man. Ross. I gotta say, I'm guilty of not walking my dog as often as I probably should. But I'll tell you the reason why. Every time I let this dog out in my backyard, he freaking does laps. He exercises himself. He burns out that energy. he will do laps around the fence, all around my backyard. He'll do about 6 or 7 laps if he needs to, and he'll burn out that energy. And he gets let out at least at minimum 4 times a day. If we have some nasty weather and it's miserable outside, I still make sure that he goes out at least 4 times a day to use the bathroom and to let go of some of that energy, so it's not all bottled up. But yeah, and I go out there with them, and we throw the tennis balls, and he doesn't do frisbee. I wish he did the frisbee. It would be great if he would. I would have loved to have him catch frisbees, and I would also love for him to swim. But Zorro don't like the water that much. He has to be touching the bottom to go in the water, and it has to be of his own free will for him to go in the water. Otherwise, he stays out. He stays on land. And he goes and catches the ball. He'll chase after balls all day long. But he doesn't do the frisbee. I wish he would do the frisbee, and it would be awesome if he would swim. He can swim. Dude, he darn near walks on water. The times that I've tried to get him comfortable and take him out into a lake or whatever, into the water, holding him in my arms, he tenses up real hard and he's stressed out about it and doesn't like it, and I'm just like, okay, all right, let you go. In a second I let him go, this dude hauls ass. This dog flies through the water back to shore. There is no worries about whether or not he can swim. He can swim. Because he doesn't want to be in that water. I'm glad that Zorro doesn't do that. I'm glad that he doesn't hump. And I mean, he's neutered. He's been fixed. Oh, so he doesn't hump anything. But yeah, he's a good dog. I love him. He's an awesome dog. He helps with my anxiety, and I help with his anxiety. Because he gets separation anxiety. So that's also why I'd never liked the idea of working 8-hour, 9-hour workday shifts, and nobody being home with him for that length of time, because he gets that separation anxiety if you're gone for more than 6 or 7 hours. So we make a point not to do that to him. We like to take him places when we can. So, yeah, all right. Well, it's 5:15 again. Like I said, I've got a dinner meal that I want to make that I haven't made in a long time, and fix up and for the kids and the wife. The wife is home today. She had a bunch of errands to run. Oh, dang, Ross. Yeah, home. I don't know about Home Depot because I don't ever go. Hardly ever. It's rare that you see me go into a Home Depot. But yeah, I believe they have like partner programs with dogs for, I forget what. I mean, they do dogs for vets or pets for vets, whatever the heck it is. Anyways, they have setups with different organizations that try to train service dogs and to be comfortable going in stores and stuff. So yeah, there's different training programs, different places that do that. And so Lowe's has volunteered, has deemed themselves as a welcoming place for these companies to do that. Yeah, that's one of them. Thank you, Brian. I'm so bad with names and stuff. Yeah, Pause for a Cause. That's one of the big ones. There's a couple of others, I think, but yeah. So they bring animals into the stores and to help train the animals and get the animals comfortable in being in those settings and not acting up and not, barking like crazy. But then they also do it so that the owners or future owners of the animal gets an understanding of what they're supposed to do to make sure that the dog is comfortable and stays in line, more per se. So yeah, it's to train both. It's to train the dog and train the human that's supposedly going to be bringing the dog into retail stores and are out and around in public. Zorro does just fine with people in public. He gets really anxious and excited when there's other dogs around because he wants to play. He's very playful. And so when he sees other dogs out and about, he gets really anxious and he does this whining stuff. And that's what have to constantly work on with him, is getting him to refrain from doing all that whining. Just chill, man. Just chill. Just calm down. Just know you can't go play with them. So, yeah, it's always every time we take him anywhere out in public. If we run across another dog, he starts whining, and he's like, "Please, can I go play?" And I'm like, "No, you can't. Hush, be quiet, knock it off." But yeah, all right. That's hope that answered your question, Ross. I don't have anything else for y'all. Thank you for popping in, joining in. Next week I might do a fun giveaway. Possibly, probably. So yeah, next Friday we'll do something fun next Friday for y'all, and look out for the couple of videos that I'll have dropping over the weekend and next week. And I sent out G-Ball's package, his Bucky's package, so he'll be getting his Bucky's stuff probably towards the end of next week. There's a little bit of a mailing delay because of the weather going on here, since he's up in Pennsylvania and I'm down in Georgia, so going up in that direction right now is a little rough because of the weather. So hopefully he'll get his package by the end of the week next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So it'll be fun. He doesn't know. He apparently doesn't know what's in it. He messaged me back because I sent him the tracking information on Instagram, and he doesn't know what's in the box. I'm just like, obviously, I mean, we know that you don't pop into my lives, and apparently you missed out when I was talking about it and showed the items on Maddie's Satisfactions Wednesday night live. So he's oblivious, which is great. That's great because it'll be all that more exciting for him and funny when he opens it up and sees what he got. But all right, y'all have a good one. Y'all have a good weekend. I might pop in for Javon's live tonight just for a little bit. I highly doubt that I'll be in Maddie and Stevie's late night live late tonight. Well, for me, it's like early morning, Saturday morning, just because I have stuff to do, and I need my sleep. But I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all in future chats, and see you next Friday. All right, y'all take care. Bye.